Before starting this video, I want to address that I felt like it's been a year while waiting from part 1 to part 2, but it basically was even less than a month, like 28 days. Am I the only person who feels that way? Am I the only person who doesn't have anything going on in their life and like releasing TV shows is the only thing that have left and the only thing that gives me hope for the future? Am I the only person? Okay, that's all. Enjoy this video. Okay, so I'm starting. I've seen the first 3 minutes on To Doom, so I'm gonna just skip right past them. I don't know what to expect. You know, it's 58 minutes, so I'm gonna be back in 55 minutes with my impression after 5th episode. Okay. I'm only 13 minutes in 5th episode, and I'm just like, the way he just storms into the room and says, "Oh, if we all speak freely, let me tell you, I did it out of love." Okay, this is a bad impression, but like, I did it out of love. I did it, you know. And when she said, "Did he told you that he loves you?" Not in those exact words. And then he comes 30 seconds later like, "I asked her out of love." 13 minutes. I'm only 13 minutes into it.
You do not realise how much that meant to me. What you said to my mother. No one has ever stood up for me like that.
I will always stand up for you. Because I love you.
Are you sure?
What do you mean? She just asked him, "Do I look like a mess?" And he said, "Yes." And after a few seconds of pause, he said, "My mess." I'm crying. Honestly, since seeing second trailer for part 2, I thought that this like, "Oh, I'll give you until midnight," you know, kind of thing. I'll give you till midnight and then I'm gonna tell. I cannot even speak properly. I mean, I understand why she did that, because she doesn't want to marry that guy 3 times older than she. And she's like, to end this speculation, I must tell you, I am Lady Whistledown. You must jest. I jest not. If Penelope were gonna tell him that she is Lady Whistledown, wouldn't he be like, no, you're kidding. She is, you're not. And I just want to see Colin's reaction to it. Will he be like, "No, we cannot be together"? Or will he be like, "You know, you did some shady stuff also. She just likes writing and wanted people to appreciate her writing. What's bad about that, huh?" I'm also curious, will they be friends, like Eloise and Penelope? Will they become friends again? Well, because I want that. I'm also curious to see how their wedding will be like. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bathroom break. Okay, so episode 6 is a little longer, hour and 7 minutes. It's such a great example of how like people think that someone just said that I think she's a devil born. Someone said she's a genius. Someone said, you know, being famous in what is 18th century was pretty much the same as being famous in whatever century. Because see, she did one thing and people have different opinions of her. Colin. Pen. Colin.
You what?
You well.
I've been worried.
I've been worried.
I'm well enough.
I'm well now, Colin.
There's nowhere else I would rather be.
Okay. First of all, he defended her to her mother, which is like 100 points for that. Then 5 minutes later, she says, "Am I a mess?" He's like, "Yeah." And then seconds later, he says, "My mess." And then she says, "Oh, I'm sick. I don't know if it's catching. You know, you should probably not be here." And he's like, "There's no one I'd rather be." I just know that by watching this and like by reading romance novels and something like that, I will never find someone. I will be stuck here in front of this camera being delusional that someone would ever say this to me. And also, I am delusional because I don't like dating. So I'm just expecting someone to climb up my window, someone handsome and preferably with British or Australian accent, and like, "Hi." And I'm just like, "Come on it." I haven't been expecting you, you know? I did nothing. Like, I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like, oh, it's only in like, books and TV shows that men are such a gentlemen and stuff like that, and then I never go out.
Do you think it is really her? I always imagined Lady Whistledown might be more clever, perhaps.
She's smiling. He said that and she's like, I literally just turned off the camera to just watch this and enjoy this. And he takes out a ring and says, "Finally the jurors, finished it. Here you go." And open this like little thing. And she says, "Oh, it's beautiful." And he says, "Not nearly as beautiful as you are." Give me a break, right? I know my life isn't a fairy tale. I would settle to be in Harry Potter. Like, I don't need romance movies, I know it's not gonna happen for me. Like, no way, this kind of love gonna happen for me. So just put me in Harry Potter movies. I would like to be the chosen one. Send Voldemort here. I will fight him. I will like be under the blanket, like learning all the spells. I'll do that. Romance is not. If I were in romance movies, who would I be? I'd be. Okay, so we are not telling Colin now. They kind of came together and like, oh, it'd be the best thing if I didn't tell him when the time was right. I didn't tell him either. We're not telling Colin now. He's gonna find out. There's 2 more episodes, 2 more hours. And I only 13 minutes in on the 6th episode. Like, oh, we're not telling him? Okay, I was just complaining that I could never have a love like in the movies, right? Because Colin was so perfect and he says all this perfect stuff. Penelope said some pretty ravishing things too. She's like, I don't know, poetic even. I couldn't do that either. I would be like, well, you know that it's been like 5 years and you kind of have a nice haircut. That's the most compliment you can get out of me, probably. But she just stood there and like, I want to tell you that I've been in love with you since forever, since when I was your friend. And she says that in such a romantic way. So the problem is not finding a perfect guy from books. I should be a perfect girl too, which I'm not, which is okay. He found out. He found out. She didn't tell him. There was such a roller coaster. First of all, Eloise comes in and says, "You are to be married. You are to be Bridgerton. You need to put it all in your past. You have to be grateful for what you have." And then her mom comes and says, you have to be grateful for an amazing guy you have, or something like that. And then she's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm burying it all behind." And then that lady that says that she's Whistledown write issue. She wrote like 2 sentences. Her mother wrote like 2 sentences, just, you know. And Eloise and her go into the room, Penelope and Eloise, and they like talk, and she's like, yeah, I need to do like an issue. I have to write it before she does. And she goes, gives it to that boy, to Prince, and then turns around and there's Colin, and Colin's like on the verge of tears and madness, like, are you bloody Thistledown? Okay, I thought they would be married and then he would find out, you know, so there is no way he can cancel the wedding, and I do not speak of it. Okay, the episode called Joining of Hands. Also, look what I did with the iPad case all this time while I was watching. I was just taking this off, taking these things off. Okay, let's dive into it. I don't know why I do this. What do you mean? I will never forget you. The episode called Joining Hands. What do you mean I will never forget? Colin, calm down, please. Just like bring it down to earth. She has a secret so well. She wrote some disgusting things about her too. So just, you know, see her from her perspective. Like, you know, everyone in Gossip Girl was like disgusted that Dan was Gossip Girl, but then he got his happy ending. Married, you know, in that amazing house, in that like countdown. It wasn't his house though, it was Blair. No. I don't care. He got his amazing, you know, he wrote some disgusting things about himself too. So everything's gonna be fun. Oh, power walk, he power walks. I know who I would be in this. If I were in a romance movie, I would be this like people that ran and like whistle down. That would be me in like a little funny hat and like whistle down. That'd be me, because I still look like I'm 13, even though I'm 18. Use sunscreen, kids. Use sunscreen. Okay, so she thinks Whistle Down is someone from Bridgerton family, which is, it's the day of their wedding, so Penelope is officially part of the family. I like how we have a romance, comedy, a little mystery here and there. Detective work is in place, it's working right. Right. Okay. We got you, girl. Penelope is going just straight up left. Without Penelope, she cannot run in wedding dress. Stop this immediately. Colin wants her to stop running, which is obvious, yeah, because, yeah. But also, why should she choose between her career and the man she loves? Huh? I don't get it. I have one more episode, and then I will be either crying or happy or excited or like... Okay, so to be honest, I don't like where it's going. I think that Clarissa, or whatever her name is gonna find out about, like... I wanna just skip to the end. It's an hour and 11 minutes, which I love, but I just want to see happy ending. I don't like sad movies or sad moments in movies so much that I used to skip the second movie of Twilight whenever I was watching, because Edward was, you know, somewhere there and Bella was suffering and like crying and like in her room, and you know, and I used to skip that, so I will skip that also.
Soak up even a little bit of your light. My only purpose in life is to love a woman as great as you. And I will be a very fulfilled man indeed.
I love you. You're a very good man, Mr. Bridgerton.
I love you.
I'm just speechless. Just like, it's so cute. It's so... I somehow knew that the ending will be them having a kid. I didn't know that there would be like 3, you know, not from Penelope, but like her sisters. Not whatever, doesn't matter. And her family finally supporting what she's doing. Colin especially is just so cute. So cute and precious and like a little. I'm wondering who is gonna be 4th season about. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I mean, I've given enough spoilers here for everyone to know what's happened, but like, I haven't watched the last episode fully. I just skipped it. And yeah, just so the next time when will be watching, I will, you know, return to it and be like, oh, I haven't seen that, because I know for sure I will be rewatching this. So my future self will thank me that I didn't watch the last episode fully. I know that. Okay, it's time for a hug, whether you want it or not. Bye!